Hello, one and all. How are y'all tonight? It's late night. It's late night into the bazaar with good old BMR and Monica tonight. Brandy's in Texas. And Krista, I can't find her. I'm sure she's doing okay. Thanks to everybody for coming on in. Have another great show in line and in store for y'all. Thanks for coming on in. If, of course, this is your first time here, please subscribe to Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob on YouTube, Monica Rollins, Our Paranormal World, Texas Front Porch, Donnie Cho Sesta, Paranormal Paul, Truth or Tinfoil, and, of course, the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast. And, yes, they have another show on a different channel, 4 Blondes, 1 mystery at a time. Go check them out. Turn on your alert bells for all our shows. As you all know, we're on all the time, 7 days a week, it seems these days. Yeah, we always have some content that we're putting out for you. And we, of course, appreciate each and every single one of you that come on and watch us and or watch the replay or whatever, it all works. Love you guys for that. Also, we had T-Bone and Keith are celebrating some milestones. You got Mr. Keith, 10-month BMR pirate. Keith, 10 months. T-Bone, 16 months. T-Bone, 16 months. I must tell you, that is awesome. Awesome. Applause for T-Bone. Applause for Keith. All right, how about that? I'm getting a little better with my technical skills. I don't know. I doubt it. But thanks for that. Of course, once again, with that being said, you all, mateys, can become BMR pirates. Join today. Join the many. Join the few. Depending on your point of view, you get a good old picture of BMR sporting a bandana. I'm sporting a newer pirate bandana, as you can see, with the skulls and a pirate. Yeah. Also, the super chat's open. A great way to help support what we all do around here. Hit that like button. Leave a comment afterwards. And of course, thanks to everybody who's bought my books. Bigfoot, Michigan Rob Presents True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1 and Book 2, both found on Amazon. All you need to do, folks, is type Bigfoot, Michigan Rob in your Amazon browser, and that pulls up. Choose one of the 2 books or both if you like, whatever. If you've bought it, leave a review. It's all analytics these days. It does help promote book sales, much like YouTube. Thank you, one and all. With all that being said, I'm going to bring up my lovely Monica. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Robbie. How are you tonight?
I am fantastic tonight.
Are you?
I certainly am.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, today was my annual take out the hedger and
trimming of the verge, is it?
Pardon me?
Is it the annual trimming of the verge?
That's absolutely correct, Monica. And my hedger is electric, so it's powered. It's powered, I should say. It's not electric, but it's blah blah blah. You plug it on in, and I got 100-foot cord, and I run from the back of the house to the front of the house, and I do my hedges in front first, as I do every this time of year. And Monica, every year, and I always make a mental note: do not let the blade, or do not let the extra cord, because 100 feet, you get a lot of slack, and it's not. I don't need quite that much. And every year, Monica, that orange cased cord gets caught in the blade, and I get electrocuted, and I have to go buy a new cord.
Just haven't learned, huh?
3 straight years, and today, mental note as I'm doing this in the front yard: Rob, you're doing well. You don't have to run to Lowe's and buy a new cord. I was proud of myself. Then I got cocky. I'm a little over halfway done, and boom, I got zapped. Cut the cord.
Oh,
I had to stop what I was doing, run to Lowe's, buy another one. My fourth one in 4 years. I think that I'm gonna get a battery
I think
operated.
that's a good idea.
You think so?
I think it
With
is.
all of the money I've spent on cords in 4 years, I could probably have a very nice battery operated hedger.
I think that, yeah, your insurance and your remaining lifespan would appreciate that.
And I got zapped today. And usually I really don't feel much, but today
You felt it?
I felt it in my wrists, and then my forearm seized up and my muscles contracted because
Oh, it grabbed you.
I hit it deep. I hit it
Yeah, you
deep,
did. Yeah, you
and
did.
it rained, and my lawn was wet.
Ooh, even better, Robbie. That's just
Yeah.
brilliant. I think that we'll all chip in and buy you a battery pack for your future battery-powered equipment.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, so I think that I'm getting rid of it. I think I'm gonna have to buy that. I don't know. And you
Please
know
do.
what? And it is a pain in the the ass. Swinging this cord around, and then I wasn't done because there's a tall shrub in the back. It goes up about 8 foot. So I'm getting up on a ladder, and I got the new cord now, and I'm balancing on this ladder in somewhat unlevel ground, and I'm on the top rung of the ladder, and
Oh, OSHA said stop it.
I'm whipping this orange cord around as I'm maneuvering about the bush, and I lost my balance,
Mm.
jumped from the top of the ladder to the grass, and landed like a cat. But I tell you,
You're just trying to off yourself, it sounds like.
I
Like,
yeah,
you're just
no,
tempting fate, Robbie, and the fates don't
no,
like that.
no,
They'll cut
Monica.
your cord. They'll cut your string.
Oh boy, So
Stop.
but I tell you what, I mean, that's kind of funny, but it would just feel good just to, do my work without a cord. It is a pain in the rear end. It really is.
It is a pain in the rear end. I had, and I don't know why we had this, but when we first moved into this house, we had, for some reason, an electric lawnmower.
Oh,
An electric
yeah.
lawnmower
Oh boy,
with a
really?
friggin' cord. And I refused to use it because I was for sure gonna run over that stupid cord.
Oh,
And I took OSHA lessons. I'm not doing that. I also don't get on the very top rung
you
of the
took
ladder.
OSHA
I
lessons.
am OSHA
Well,
certified.
yeah, I'm sure you are. Well, I took OSHA lessons twice. Once, well, every year for the bar, and then when I worked at Ford, I had to take them as well. So
Yeah.
I know the OSHA.
It's a rip roaring time in old OSHA classes, I could tell you that.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, the other class that came in, sexual harassment.
I always think of, every time I hear sexual harassment, I think of South Park.
Oh,
Sexual harassment,
yeah.
panda.
And yeah, I have watched South Park. That's something that we can share. Yeah. I think everybody on the planet's watched South Park at some time or another.
Of course, if you're, yeah,
You know,
I
you've got to
think for
watch it.
sure you have to.
You have
I've
to.
at least seen one episode. I remember the very first episode made me laugh so dang hard. My stomach muscles hurt.
I'm not so sure I remember the first episode since you
I
remember.
do. It's where
Well,
Cartman gets probed and there's a satellite dish coming out of his bottom.
oh
And
no.
he kept saying, there is not a satellite dish coming out of my.
Gosh, no, I did not see that one. Well, at least maybe I did.
You probably did and just don't remember it.
Yeah, I probably did. There's so many though. I watch this other thing too once in a while. It's on Netflix. I get a kick out of it. Most people don't. Um, it's a cartoon. I forgot the name of it already. Boy. I
New,
hate that.
old, new, old, new, old.
It's been around for about 7 or 8 seasons. It's a spy ran by his mother. Archer.
Oh, Archer.
Yeah, you ever watch
I've
Archer?
seen a few episodes of Archer, but I didn't get into it, although everybody told me I had to watch Archer.
Well, here's the thing. I watched the first 2 or 3. I went all the way back to season 1. I watched the first 2 or 3, and I'm like, "Really, Rob, you're watching this?" And no, I did not like it at all. I didn't.
Really?
I didn't. But you know, I'm gonna stick with it. It's supposed to be popular, and I tell you, it grew on me. But it
Hmm.
was cool because it was put together. I mean, the writing is spectacular, and what they do is every episode, it kind of it develops all the characters in this cartoon, and everything leads up to something. And so as I'm finally getting into it, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of put together nicely. So I haven't watched it in several months, but it's when I want to binge a cartoon. I'm sitting back in my chair or something, I'll put it on my phone.
So I watch the old school Adult Swim cartoons. I'll watch the Venture Brothers. If anybody knows me, they know I love Venture Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite episode was Viva los Muertos. And it's got this really dark spin on Scooby Doo.
Oh boy.
And Scooby Doo is like the son of Sam, German Shepherd, and only the Shaggy character can hear him talking. And he's like trying to get him to commit all these crimes. He's like, "You are the sword of Michael." It's hilarious. And my dad used to watch Squidbillies. He loved that. I remember
Squidbillies.
Squidbillies. My dad thought that was the funniest thing in the world back in the day. And well, Robot Chicken, although that's not really a cartoon.
Robot Chicken. I've seen that.
You gotta love Robot Chicken. You gotta love you some old school Adult Swim.
Yeah, no, Adult Swim I used to watch. In fact, there's Adult Swim is an actual channel.
And Metalocalypse was the other one that I watched, and I'll still watch that. I'll watch Metalocalypse and I'll watch the Venture Brothers.
JoJo. Oh, look at JoJo's calling me Robbie. I've seen Robbie do tons of stunts. Maybe that's Robbie Knievel she's referring to. I liked Evil Knievel. It's one of my first toys that I really wanted badly. I got the him on the motorcycle. Then I got the jet car, and I remember watching him jump the Grand Canyon in a rocket.
In a rocket-powered motorcycle.
Do you remember that?
No, I'd never watched any.
I was a little kid. We were probably under 10, and he didn't make it. He didn't make it, and he survived because as he's plummeting toward the bottom of the Grand Canyon,
Tell me he had a parachute.
his parachute went off, and luckily enough, he landed in a relatively safe area.
Well, good for him.
I think he broke something like 157 bones in his career. And his entire body is put together with pins, plates.
I'm sure. Consider what the man has done throughout his career.
You can't walk through an airport without setting off the.
Actually, you can walk through the airport without because it's all titanium. Chris has titanium.
Back in the day, though, I think. Back in the day.
Okay.
We're talking 60s, 70s, probably.
Okay.
Probably.
I was gonna say like Chris. Yeah, Chris doesn't set off the metal detectors. He's got all.
No, I don't either because I've got hardware in my left knee and in my right ankle, and I never set it off. Now you can see it's clearly on the X-ray machine.
Oh, sure.
So.
Yeah, Chris is like the bionic man on one side.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we were in the conference down in where the hell were we? Missouri. We were showing off our knee scars. He noticed my knee scar, and we're like, "Oh yeah." He shows me they're almost identical.
Did he show you the dent in his thigh from his compound fracture of his femur? It came up through the muscle. They had to cut the muscle out because his femur bone was a compound fracture from the motorcycle accident.
He did not show me.
He's got a divot in his thigh.
Ooh, no, I didn't. No, he did not show me that one.
I mean, you might. I mean, when you wear shorts, you can kind of see it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't notice. He had pants on, I believe, from recalling. But yeah, so it was like we're showing war wounds because he didn't show me the knee. Yeah, he did show me his knee, so I don't know. He must have pulled up his pants. It was when we were having lunch or something.
Yeah, he was probably wearing shorts.
Probably,
it was pretty humid that day. I think.
Yeah, okay.
He's got pins, like still, I guess the bolts or whatever in his knee.
Oh yeah, well shoot, I've got in my knee. Okay, I severed my quad tendon. It's connected to your quad muscle, and the tendon runs to the front of your patella, and I snapped it.
Ow.
And I snapped it, and I was walking late at night, and I couldn't get home. I crawled about a quarter mile home, and then when I got home, I propped myself up, got myself in my house, and I got into the middle of the kitchen and laid there all night long.
Ow.
In the morning, I could get up, and I kind of walked it off. It was just very sore. So I said, wow, it must have been a bad sprain I had that night. As time went on, though, I noticed it started hurting. It started hurting more and more and more. Then I finally went and saw a specialist, right? Orthopedic surgeon, I should say. He goes, man, when did you do this? I said, about 2 years ago. I'm surprised you can walk, dude. You should have had this repaired immediately. And I already had atrophy set in my part of my muscle. And,
oh no.
Yeah. So it took me forever to rebuild that up. They did the surgery. So I have 3 anchors embedded in my knee and a wire that connected the quad muscle to the anchors to hold it in place.
This T-bone? Is that what you're asking about? I said, what's over your left shoulder? This is my left shoulder.
You're talking to me or T-bone?
T-bone.
Oh, okay, yeah. What is that over your left shoulder? Oh, that's new. That green little goblin in the back is new.
That's a Katrina.
Oh, okay.
It's the Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, wow, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
She's little Katrina. Yep.
I like it.
I gotta put an ofrenda up and get all that going. What day is it? Yeah, I gotta get that going.
Yeah. So yeah, we were swapping horror story or war stories of our surgeries, but I tell you what, that's a crazy one. And then I've got, of course, my right ankle. I had a fractured dislocation. I was thrown down a flight of stairs that were extremely steep, Andy, and I went head first.
You got thrown down?
Yeah, it was a bachelor party. I was 26 years old. And the bouncer picked me up and threw me head first down the stairs.
How lovely.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was agile enough. I was I was like a ninja. And I made it to the bottom of the staircase without any injuries. But my right leg was propped up on the bottom of the stairs. And all these other dudes came tumbling down and back at me and landed on my ankle and snapped it. I made it, but these other idiots couldn't avoid me.
The stream of curse words that would have come out of my mouth. Oh, those people.
Yeah.
The absolute torrent out of my mouth would have been so bad. It would have made sailors blush, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that was not fun at all. Not fun at all. I went to get up and I fell down, and my buddy Mickey, who actually was the guy that I told you the story about. I took the machete into his chest because I thought he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was there too. It was a mixture of us young guys and the older guys for this big old bachelor party. It was for my brother. And I go to get up and I fall down. And he picks me up. He goes, no. He goes, Robbie, no wonder why you can't get up. Your foot is sideways.
Oh.
The foot was sideways to the front of my knee. It was like totally going east and west. Straight forward.
How drunk were you that you didn't feel that?
Oh, I had to have been, 3 sheets. It was, this was after midnight. And we got there maybe about 8:00. Yeah. Ouch, ouch, and ouch, says T-Bone. Yeah, it was.
I've fallen downstairs.
Yeah, Amy, you're right, Amy. Thank you. Those jerks and their lack of coordination, they should have avoided me. Thank you, Amy. First matey of the chat room. Arr, matey. Yeah. Go figure. So those are my 2 surgeries that I've had done in my life that I can recall. But I did my own surgery on my right hand with tape and Elmer's glue and super glue, and no scar today.
No scar.
Nope, I put it right through a window.
Ow!
And I slashed it right here in this fat.
You're danger prone, Robbie.
Yeah, I was 19.
I don't care. You're danger prone, Robbie.
And I hopped a fence wearing flip flops, and I landed. My heel caught a rusty nail, went right into my heel. That's another thing that happened.
So last year, or was it earlier this spring? I can't remember. Within the last 12 months, I was in the garden, and I have a path of wood mulch, from my sidewalk to my back deck.
Yeah,
just a nice little path that wanders up to my deck. I was walking in my Toms, these old Toms that I've had forever, and I garden in them, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wood chip through the sole of the shoe and about that far into the pad of my foot.
Oh.
Into the ball of my foot. I immediately fell to the ground.
Of course.
Started screaming, and it felt like it hit one of my bones. It hurt so dang bad. I thought it was a nail at first because I'm thinking, you don't think about wood going into your foot through your shoe. But that's what it was. It was a pretty hefty splinter, and Chris had to grab the pliers and pull it out of my foot through the shoe.
Oh boy!
Because my foot was stuck to the inside of it. It was like nailed to the inside of my shoe.
Well, that was funny because I had the heel of my flip flop, and I had that went through the flip flop into my heel, and I'm like, "What in the heck?" And I took the bottom of the flip flop and I just pulled, and when I pulled it out, the nail came out, and then there was that much of the nail, about an inch, which was embedded in my heel.
So bad. It hurts.
Gosh, it hurt.
And then I had to go get a tetanus shot.
I got a tetanus shot too.
Tetanus shot. I'm sure you're
going to get a lockjaw if you don't get that with a rusty nail. Yeah, I got that too. Anyways, that's
no fun.
Not fun at all.
It is not fun. It pissed me off, and it made me not garden for a little while. And then I had to go buy puncture resistant shoes to wear in the garden.
Oh, you went that
because I've got work boots, but I'm not going to wear those heavy, clunky work boots in the summertime. They're hot.
Yeah, in the summertime when I do the gardening, I usually don't wear no shoes or really old flip flops. That's what I do. I can't wear tennis shoes when I'm sweating. I just can't. I just don't like.
These are really cool. They're mesh. They're really like if the wind blows, I can feel it going through the shoe.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But the sole is puncture resistant. So.
Oh no, that's pretty cool. I could probably deal with something like that. That's nice. Yeah, I'll have to look into that for next year.
You said we're some accident-prone folks.
I think we might be. You know, we might be a little bit.
You jack around, you find out, right?
Yeah, you sure do, Monica. You do.
Yeah, but it's fun. I mean, you don't get cool stories by not jacking around.
No, right. See, we have cool stuff to talk about to start the show. I mean, it's what I like about my life. I've always got something that I can talk about that I've happened to me. Sometimes I feel I share too much, but it's cool. It's all in good fun, but it's part of my life, right? Part of the makeup of who I am, and
part of what makes you who you are. Rob.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing that.
Makes you the awesome pirate captain that you are.
Ah, yes, mateys. I'm the captain. Who's going to walk the plank tonight? I wonder. I know that Keith is not walking the plank or T-Bone. Nope. But anyways, so yeah, we'll do the bizarre news. I got some cool ones lined up. A mixture of some cryptid and some other weird stuff. As we always, I try to mix it all up. So we will get on with that. Thanks everybody for coming on in. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new and kick back. And this is what we do. We talk about different odd things. And of course, it's called Bizarre News.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Very good. Very good. This first piece is kind of odd, but I think it's something that we've all kind of heard about. But this is recent. This is very
bizarre news. It better be odd.
It's odd. It happened just this past October.
So, this like in the month we're in or last year?
No, this month of October. I said past. I'm sorry, but yeah, this October 7th. Woman swallowed. Woman swallowed whole by a 23-foot python found in the python's stomach.
Was she 4 feet tall and 3 inches wide? Like
5'7", 129 pounds.
My goodness. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I liked how you said that, and I had the numbers right there. Weird news hit Indonesia hard. 54-year-old woman, October 7th, 2025, was found dead or unalive. YouTube thing. I don't think it matters when you're halfway in the show anyways. Anyway, she was found unalive on the island of Sulawesi after being swallowed whole by a 23-foot python. The night before, the Watiba left her village, that's a tribe, the Persipian and Lawala tribes, to tend to her garden, located about half a mile from her house. Tiba's family reported that she wanted to check on the garden because wild boars, Monica, wild boars, not snakes, often destroyed the crops.
Mm-hmm.
When Tibia didn't return home by sunrise, her sister went to look for her near the garden. She could only find some of her sister's belongings, including a flashlight, her machete, and her sandals. Soon after, about 100 worried locals, including Tibia's relatives, launched a search party. Then they came across a 23-foot reticulated python with a bloated midsection about her, about 100 feet away from where her belongings were found. Residents were suspicious. The snake swallowed the victim, so they killed it. They carried it off of the garden, said the local police chief, identified as Hamka. After carrying the python back to the village, the villagers sliced open its carcass. Inside, they find and extracted the body of Tibia, who was swallowed head first.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, which, it makes sense. I'm picturing it. 5'7", 119 pounds of a woman. Kind of a skinny.
It had to have crushed her first, because I would imagine she would put up a fight otherwise.
Again, Monica, you're always in advancement of everything.
Sorry.
Reticulated python. Oh, that's okay. I expect that from you each and every show. Reticulated pythons. Am I even saying that right, Monica?
Reticulated?
Reticulated. I guess. Okay. Pythons. Monica's my dictionary and my speech therapist as well, everybody, if you didn't know that. They are the longest snakes in the world and are widespread in Indonesia as well as other parts of Southeast Asia. These creatures, which can reach lengths of more than 25 feet and weigh more than 120 pounds, use their incredible size to squeeze their prey to death before swallowing it whole and digesting it over the course of days or even weeks.
Yeah.
They regularly kill and eat creatures about a quarter size of their own, including monkeys and pigs. But reports of humans being killed by these pythons are rare. However, this was the second attack of a human by a python in this actual village near where Tibeta was unalived. So they had killer python on their hands. They had 2 people. I'm guessing.
That's horrible. That's a horrible way to go.
I can't imagine going that way.
It sounds horrible. But, you know, we have the big snakes in the Everglades now. And Amy pointed that out. And it's true. I've seen images. And I hate to like state them as fact. I mean, they looked real. And this was before AI became a big, huge craze. So I feel like it's legit. But there was a python in Florida with half an alligator sticking it. Its eyes were a little too big for its stomach, and it swallowed an alligator. And I don't know if that alligator was fully not with us any longer when it went down.
A python swallowing an alligator?
Yeah, and the alligator burst the snake open. So they were both deceased when the wildlife biologists found it. But it was clearly coming out of the python, and there's photos online of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I could see okay, first of all, I'll say this. It's hard for me to fathom a python swallowing a human being whole.
Sure.
I mean, it's hard. But an alligator.
I mean, I'm not saying it was like a 25-foot alligator. I mean,
yeah, maybe 4 foot
sizes. Yeah, but maybe. I mean, it was big enough to rupture the snake.
Yeah, and you would think a human being, okay, if we get crushed as humans, we're crushed, we're dead. So I imagine that the alligator was crushed as well. Because I was just thinking about the alligator using his claws and his teeth. Maybe he could have
you would think it would have fought a little harder. Yeah.
Fought harder, you know, whip that tail around. Because I'm sure the tail didn't get crushed.
I mean, alligators are air breathers. I mean, I guess the snake could have drowned it too. You know, I don't know how long they can hold their breath. I have no idea. I wouldn't say it's a long time. But
yeah, probably.
You know, crush it, drown it. I mean, there's ways to dispatch it. But it's a crazy thing. If you look, you can find the photo.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I'll check that out. This is funny. Bigfoot fades. I like fades.
You said it right.
I know. Kind of disappointed. Like Mr. Castro is Mr. Castro. I might just keep it at Fidesz, but fade sounds so much better, easier to say. This is funny though, what she says. Sounds like you want to eat bread then drink water. Boom. Yeah. Total explosion of the stomach.
Beers, because I like German beers. Some of them are heavy on the wheat, especially the light ones that I like. Same thing.
Yeah.
I expand like a Macy's Day float. It's painful.
Yeah, if I drink beer, when I do drink beer, which is my beverage of choice, you know, adult beverage that is, I typically try not to eat as much until at the end of the night. Yeah. And I don't notice it.
It doesn't matter if I ate or not. It's my body is like the wheat.
The barley, the wheat, boom.
It's how it's fermented. I don't know. Yeah. But once it enters my body, it's like, oh.
Boom.
Just, I mean, you could tie a string to my ankle and float me down the street.
Oh, God.
It's terrible.
Down the Red River.
Right.
You know.
I'll keep you buoyant. I'm just kidding.
Well, very good. Now, it's good to know. I'll make a mental note of that.
Yeah, before we go in the water, give Monica beer.
Yeah, right. There you go. You never know. We might end up. Yeah, I've seen texts in the water, for gosh sakes, with the snorkel on.
I've seen texts in the water too, live. Like real time.
Yeah, you were there. Yes. I know. I've seen that video.
Him and Chris. I was like, oh, that water.
And I guess there was no visibility in that water.
There was zero visibility because it had rained like 2 days before we got there. And it was warm. The water's normally cold as heck. It was like tepid bath water.
Really?
Yep. And I was freaked out the whole time because there were all these, of course, rocks, like limestone formations in the middle of the water that you can't see. And I'm convinced there's either a snake or a snapping turtle just waiting for me to wander by.
Yeah, right. Wander on by.
It was very not having fun.
No, it doesn't sound like too much fun. And I can usually find fun. I can't find fun in that. And I love the water.
And it was hot as heck. That's what drove me into the water. And then the water was warm, and I was like, screw this.
That's odd though. You like the water, but that day was just not a comfortable day at all. I'm feeling that vibe. I'm just picturing that. I'm remembering the video too. Yeah. Monica, excuse me. Monica, I know that you're familiar with a lot of the Mexican folklore.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of it.
Yeah. Well, some, you're versed. You're well versed in most areas. The chilling. This is a second item. The chilling legend of La Pascualita, the corpse bride of Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. All right.
According to local legend, La Pascualita was once the daughter of La Popular's owner, or maybe L.A. Populars. Oh, well. Pascuala Esperanza. She allegedly died tragically when she was bitten by a black widow spider on her wedding day. And I have pictures, by the way, at the end of this. Some versions of the legend alternatively claim that La Pascualita was killed by a scorpion, or that she died by suicide because her mother didn't approve of her marriage. Shortly after this death allegedly took place, Esparza purportedly added a new mannequin to her storefront window. The mannequin first appeared on March 25th of 1930, modeling a wedding gown from the spring-summer collection. But locals who passed by the store didn't notice the gown. They noticed, however, how lifelike the store's new mannequin looked. Indeed, her extremely lifelike appearance inspired a rumor that endures to this day, that the mannequin was no mannequin at all, but the perfectly preserved body of Esperanza's daughter, the would-be bride. The mannequin, dubbed La Pascualita, is almost certainly more lifelike than any department store mannequin you've ever seen. Not only is her face astonishingly expressive, complete with thick eyelashes and a glassy-eyed glaze, but her hands and fingernails were constructed with painstakingly detail, and her legs even appeared to have veins. And that's not all that people have noticed about her, Monica.
But wait, there's more.
There's a little more going on. There it is. In the decades after La Pascualita was first installed in the window of La Popular, rumors about her spread. Over the years, customers have claimed that La Pascualita's eyes follow them as they walk around the store, or that they have turned around to find her suddenly in a different position. Her presence is rumored to have also unnerved some of the shop workers, with one claiming, "Every time I go near Pascualita, my hands break out in a sweat." Her hands are very realistic, and she even has varicose veins on her legs. I believe she's a real person. One rumor that emerged in that La Pascualita is a mannequin, but that is a magician. One of the rumors here is that a magician brought her to life. According to this rumor, a visiting French magician became so entranced by the bridal mannequin that he would visit her window each night and bring her to life, dancing with her and bringing her around town before returning her to the storefront each morning. So, bottom line, what is the truth about La Pascualita? Here's this. Over the years, some have tried to find out, but no one has succeeded. Indeed, most suspect that it is quite unlikely that the lifelike mannequin is actually a decade-old embalmed corpse. It certainly seems improbable, though, that this embalmed corpse could remain completely intact in
Yeah.
the Mexican heat for almost a century.
Yeah.
You have an embalmed corpse on display in the window of a family-owned business
That takes a lot of shellac.
day in
Yeah.
and day out. Yeah, exposed to the heat, the sun, this, that, and the other would take a toll on it. So that is the mystery behind this. And I do have some images of this thing, mannequin.
Because, you know, embalming doesn't stop decomposition, it just slows it down. You're going to
Yes.
decompose.
And we're talking centuries. I mean, I forgot all the years already, but we're talking, many years. So here is here she is. Here's the mannequin. This is the most recent picture.
I mean, it's beautiful craftsmanship.
You know?
I see why people think that. I mean, yes, look at her fingernails.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, the fingers look to me kind of, not like they said painted and beautiful, but the face.
They look real.
They
like
look real. Like they look real. Yeah.
The
like
cuticle area looks super realistic. The folds in the hands and the folds in the joint of the finger. I can see that, but
and the face in the center, the one on the far left is too hard to, but even the face looks,
I mean, her fingers are kind of blued. That looks like the beginnings of decomp.
Yeah. But again, this is a recent picture, and this has been sitting there for centuries. And
I mean, the hair is obviously a wig.
Obviously, that is, yeah. But look at those eyes too; they look kind of haunting.
Well, they look like glass eyes, but and the lashes look like fake lashes.
Fake lash.
The eyebrows.
I tell you, the lips look kind of new.
Nose shape is very delicate. The lips are very realistic.
Yeah, the nose looks.
I see why people think that. I mean, the hand specifically.
Yeah, the hand is really creepy and odd.
The hand is super creepy.
I mean, can you imagine that reaching out to you? No, I can't. But so I can
scare me, but yeah,
it's not scary, but creepy nonetheless.
Well, it's uncanny valley, right? Where something looks human, very human, but there's something just a little off about it.
Yeah.
Uncanny valley. Are you familiar with that?
I've never seen it or heard it or read it.
No, it's a term that describes like something or someone that like AI, like the robots that come out, they look human, but there's just something off about them, and it gives you kind of the creeps looking like something's off enough to where you're like, I don't know about that.
Oh, so the term would be uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that in my memory banks. Uncanny. Never heard that.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like a mannequin for the most part. Her features in her face are very delicate. Who produced her? Like, somebody took a lot of time for this mannequin. The hands throw me off the most. But the face I could pass off as just a very well-detailed mannequin. But I can't believe that there would be a corpse. I mean, somebody jeepers creepered her up and then slapped her in a wedding dress and put her in a display window is what.
Yeah. I can't believe that's certainly not a corpse. I mean, no corpse, no. Haunting and enchanted, yes, perhaps. Maybe, people just, think that the eyes are following them in the department store as well.
Well, sure. I mean, most mannequins are just those. The mannequins that we see just look like plastic automatons, right? Like they've got like roughly human features. They don't look super realistic. They look enough like a human to kind of figure out what the clothes might look like on somebody. Yeah. Right. That's a purpose. She's super well done. But I mean, there were a lot of detail. There's a lot of very detailed dolls now that can look very real. There's dolls that look very real. So why couldn't there be a mannequin that looks exceptionally real? I mean, somebody paid a high dollar amount for that mannequin.
They certainly did to keep it preserved.
Yeah, I don't believe it's a corpse, but I think that it's.
I don't think it's.
I see why people think it is. I see why people think it is.
I do too, and it's very very unique, and I like that story. We've got what do we have today for the bizarre news? I've got a dog man. Cool. There's something about a cool dog man one coming up, and there's also haunted murder mystery. But before we get into that one, I just got to get this one out of the way. So we always do something that's kind of weird. Not, of course, it's the bizarre
That
news.
one wasn't weird.
But I mean, like, stupidly weird.
Okay.
I mean, all the bizarre news are weird, but then we have some that are like, really, Rob? You shared that? And here's one of those.
Is it like Weekly World News weird? Like,
yeah,
my alien Elvis hybrid baby ran.
No, it's about how stupid people are, gullible people are. I tell you what, the person that pulled off this is ingenious, and I'll give them their props. A criminal, nonetheless, but hey, whatever.
They're the brightest of us all.
The Pennsylvania fortune tellers steal $600,000 in curse cleansing scam. And this was October 18th of 2025, Monica. And everybody listening. It was. A man and a woman were charged by police for allegedly conning victims out of money in exchange for removing a curse. You know, this is putting a bad name for all those people out there that do this for a living, right? Legitimately. In one scheme, the two self-professed fortune tellers informed one of their victims that she had been marked with a curse that was stopping her from finding love and happiness, and that would eventually go on to destroy her business and her family. Oh boy, you know,
sweetheart.
To cleanse her of this affliction, the two crooks repeatedly demanded that she provided money, valuables, gift cards, clothing, and many other things, preying on her fear of the non-existent curse to get her to keep up with their demands. In the end, they stole $595,959 of money that is yet to be returned to the victim. A second scheme with the same Pennsylvania clan also saw the pair extort 18 grand out of another victim by demanding that they provide personal information and photographs for the purposes of conducting a ritual. The accused were arrested October 7th of 2025 and charged with multiple felonies, including corrupt organizations, dealing in the proceeds of unlawful activities, theft by unlawful taking, theft by deception, and receiving stolen property, as well as fortune telling. A police statement reads, the preliminary hearing will take place. It did take place. Will take place. Wow. I'm going to follow up on this October 20th. So in 2 days.
It did take place in 2 days?
It's going to take place October 20th.
Okay.
It says here, a preliminary hearing will take place this October 20th. Wow, that's and I threw that in there, not really because of the story, and I'm not, condoning what these people did. I thought that, hey, if they pulled off a 600,000 scheme, more power to them. You're going to prison regardless. But more importantly, though, is how gullible people are, Monica.
Yes, it's painful. It is painful. People fall for the I'm a Nigerian prince and I need to hide this.
I get those. I used to get those.
I used to get those too. I did get women reaching out to me saying that on Instagram of all places, saying that they felt that I had a curse put on me and that they could help me. And I'm like, do you know who I am? I got it.
Yeah,
like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm good. I don't need your outside assistance. And let me tell you, if you were cursed, or if you did feel, and I don't blame people for feeling like they're cursed. Like if you feel like you are, I'm not gonna knock you for that. But if somebody is really intending to help you break it, they're not gonna charge you. They're not gonna charge you.
They're not. If they are legitimate, this, that, and the other, they want to help you. They don't want to take it.
They want to help you. And they're getting paid karmically, and that's their payment, and they know it.
Yes. And that helps them in what they do.
Yeah.
Karma.
Word of mouth and karma.
Yes. So, word for anybody, if somebody wants to charge you to have things like this done, go somewhere
Now,
else.
if they have like powders and things that you want,
Well, okay.
by all means buy it. Like buy sage, buy red cedar, buy whatever it is you want for your home, but they shouldn't be pushing it on you. They should never be pushing it on you.
Yes. And somebody that's going to charge you up to $600,000 in money and valuables
gravy
is like, but here's the
gravy.
thing though. I mean, okay, maybe these people were desperate, like you said. Maybe they felt they were cursed, they were hexed, and they had nowhere to go. Who knows their backstory? Okay, fine, but boy, to lay out all that loot for that, I'm like, I get a second opinion at least. I would never, I would never in a million years give someone $600,000.
Yeah, I mean, if $100 in, it ain't getting better. I sure am not going to give you a couple $100,000 more.
And John says Jesus is free. Turn to Jesus. I mean, pray.
Yeah, but maybe they're not Christian, then that's
and if you're not Christian and you don't believe, I get that too. Hello, herding cats. Good to see you. Welcome. Hi, BMR, Monica, and chat.
Hey, herding cats.
You can always pray to God if that's your thing, or you can if God's not your thing. And some people believe, some people do not. I always think that people should have some sort of higher power they can reflect on for these things, and that's the way it rolls. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting, just how people are gullible and everybody can be persuaded. And yes, Mr. Robert, I am Prince Salvador from Spain, and I see that $20 million was bequeathed upon to you from the estate of the long past Jordan Michaels, who had you in as one of his heirs. However, to free the money, we need 10,000 American dollars.
Did I tell you about the real life murder and the real life Nigerian people that were trying to contact the family through the place that I worked?
No, you didn't tell me that one.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, why not?
So there was, I worked in the jewelry industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
And one place that I worked, we had a fellow jeweler who was also in the industry, and her husband was in like some sort of, he was in some financial business. I can't remember what he did, but he traveled a lot. And I remember he was out of the country for a long time, and she was wiring him money while he was out of the country, which is no crazy, right?
No.
But she wired him so much that she could no longer use the wire service with her social security number. So she came around to businesses and asked us if she could use our numbers in order to wire her husband money, which was immediate red flags. I was like, I can't help you. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
Right.
And he comes back from his extended trip, and within a week, both of them are found in the foyer of their home.
Oh, no, really?
And it was very clearly a homicide. It was not anything else. And I didn't know anything about, I thought her business was doing well. I didn't know her very well personally. I mean, we exchanged pleasantries, but I didn't know her. I didn't know what the heck he did for a living other than it was something with money. Yeah. And the estate was being handled by, I think, her nephew or somebody. This is years and years and years ago. And apparently I knew he was in Africa because she was trying to wire the money over there. And the man that I worked for just loved attention. And he went on the local news telling everybody how much he knew her and what a great loss it was. And he had his name and the business plastered all over the news. And I was like, you're an idiot. Like, you don't know her like that. I know you don't. I mean, we knew her, but not like we knew we had no idea what her business was. I don't know her financial situation. I have no idea what her husband does for a living. So I was at my desk one day, and we get like phone calls from news agencies and whatnot. I usually sent it off to the guy that owned the company. And this one day I get a phone call from this man with a very heavy accent. And he goes, this is General so-and-so from the Nigerian army or whatever. He said,
right.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, I need to speak to the owner of the company. I was like, no, there's no way I'm giving the phone to this fool. I was like, no. And he said, well, I need to get in contact with the family of this lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I can tell you that all inquiries and anything you have to say is going to her attorney. I can give you her attorney's
there you go.
phone number, and you can discuss whatever business you have with him, right? The attorney gave us his number. I don't know anything. Call the attorney. I'm not giving you the family's direct information. I didn't have it. I only have the attorney's number. And this guy said, oh, well, that's okay. I'm an attorney too. You can talk to me.
Oh God, of course he was.
I was like, I thought you were a general. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I said, if you
general attorney he was.
Yeah. Information, you can contact their attorney. And he kept pressuring me. He was clear that he wasn't getting around me, and he was getting PO'd about it. And I'm sure that I was a woman did not help the fact either. And finally, he took the attorney's number and hung up. And I was like, if that man calls back, you send him back to me, because I didn't trust anybody else to not. And I had to tell the owner of the company, shut up. This guy calls. I don't want to talk to, I don't want to talk to him, but if you happen to get I'm trying to like field the calls so they don't get to you and you don't say too much. And then we find you in the same situation. Like, you don't know that much. Shut your mouth. Just please give the man the attorneys. No, don't give him anything else.
Right.
Because I think that the business owner might have had the family's info at that time, maybe.
Yeah.
But I knew her nephew's name, but I don't know the dude's freaking contact.
Right.
Attorney's number. Yeah. It was an interesting.
It's definitely fitting of bizarre news. Yeah,
that's bizarre.
That is bizarre. But isn't that crazy how the world runs and how people are? And I don't know. It just makes you think, doesn't it? It makes it, for me personally, I'm more alert to things today than I ever was growing up.
Yeah.
The situations.
We wouldn't have gotten the phone call if the guy that owned the company would have just kept his mouth shut.
Would have kept his mouth shut. And of course, there's always that as well. People cannot keep their
attention.
mouth shut.
And I was like, shut up.
People like attention. They can't keep their mouths shut. And yes, and it led to that for yourself. And that.
Very likely a homicide. They didn't come right out and say it was a homicide, because they're reluctant to do that until they do like in-depth investigation.
They got to get all the facts, everything in order.
But both of them were in the foyer. Neither one of them had clothes on. It was like a really bad. And it was, when I tell you it was nice, it is like the upscale part of Dallas, like money part of Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was definitely went down. That was a hit.
Yeah. And I'm convinced, I don't know the facts behind it outside of just what little bit I heard when it initially took place, but considering all the money transfers and then this dude calling later, he got in deep with somebody who was not having it, was my conclusion.
Yeah. I can see.
So keep your nose clean, folks.
Keep it clean. I can see where you come to that conclusion. Yes. And just, I could go on with that. What I'm going to do, Monica, is this. I've got two more left. I've got a cool, something about the Michigan dog man with a couple different creepy, new or bizarre news there, and something else toward the end. But what I want to do really briefly for everybody, Greg Ogles, January 31st is the premiere. He's doing a premiere in Alabama for his third film. And so what I'm going to do is he sent me over, and I've got a copy of the trailer. I'm going to play the quick trailer. We'll take a little 2 minutes here. I'm going to play this trailer, and we'll come back with that. How's that? So everybody, this is Greg Ogles, The Vanished. I think it's The Vanished or The Vanishing. Well, you'll see in a minute. And I'm going to play that for you guys, and we'll continue on with bizarre news. And yes, here's the trailer right here.
It was in August 2008 that one of the greatest mysteries on disappearing people happened in this very spot.
I picked up on a person because I was getting the missing person data, and I wrote missing person, so I did what we do in remote viewing. It's called deep mind probe.
And kill these things.
What things?
Do you think his body is still in that area?
I think I'm going to need to get a team together.
That was kind of cool. I don't know if there was supposed to be audio though. I don't recall when they were talking in the background.
I could hear it.
I didn't hear it on mine for some reason.
I could hear him talking.
Okay, good. I'm glad everyone heard that. I didn't hear it for some reason. I thought, wow. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. That's premiering the 31st. He's having on Eventbrite. He's having a premiere at a theater for that.
That's really cool. I'm excited to see that when it's released.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. I'll check it out. So Greg Ogle, go check him out. And yeah, that'd be fun. It's his third film. And he said he's gotten better with all three of them. And I think this one looks pretty good. So shout out to Greg. Thanks for coming on in, everybody. And we're going to continue on with the bizarre news. And here's one. A little bit about the Michigan dog man. I found this a little interesting because it kind of relates to, obviously, Michigan. And it kind of all the things that I've heard about the Michigan dog man. Now, a dog man's a dog man's a dog man, if you ask me, in the state of Michigan. But, it got coined this back in 1987, I think it was. So, yeah, I thought this was kind of bizarre in a way. It fits. Some people like their dog man. And really briefly, everybody, described as a bipedal creature with the head of a dog and, of course, the body of a man, the dog man cryptid purportedly roams the northern Michigan wilderness, appearing every 10 years and on years ending with a 7. Now, right when I was reading this, okay, I've heard that before, Monica, but I must tell you, maybe back in the day, because I think this was cast down by First Nations tribes, a curse or a spell. Because I get reports all the time of dogman in Michigan, and it's not every decade. It's not with years ending in 7. So that's something.
Okay.
Maybe that's how it started. I don't know. But anyway, the dogman was allegedly first spotted by a pair of lumberjacks in the late 19th century. Whether the Michigan dogman is an ancient ancestor of wolves, a paranormal entity, or the product of a harmless prank still remains unclear. But the alleged encounters are genuinely chilling. And of course, a little history further is by some accounts, the Michigan dogman was known to Native Americans long before white settlers first spotted it. Legend has it that the beast once terrorized the local Odawa tribes along the Manistee River. Some of these tales described it as a skinwalker, a shapeshifter capable of transforming into a beast and back toward human. Local historians say the forests around the sections of the Manistee National Forest and the county of Wexford, which of course for me always rings true because I had my experience with an alleged Bigfoot in the Manistee National Forest, and I always say alleged because to this day, I guess that's what it was, just depending on, that's what I'm putting together anyway. You guys know all about that. But Wexford was also claimed to be the capital of dogman. So anyway, this area, and I talk about this quite often, this area is filled with hidden Native American burial mounds. And the remains of hundreds of men, women, and children who were hastily buried there in 1642 after a large invading force of a branch of the Iroquois massacred the resident branch of the Potawatomi tribe. Some reflect on this as being a similar Gettysburg, having numerous sightings of ghostly soldiers after the Civil War. So, okay. The first modern Michigan dogman encounter is allegedly to have occurred in, again, as I said, in 1887. I said 1987. 1887, the first one in Michigan. A group of lumberjacks working in Wexford County, spotted what they believe was a stray dog. The men chased it until it hid inside of a hollow log. Then one of the men grabbed a stick and reached into the log to poke the creature. The creature let out an unearthly scream, crawled out of the log, and stood upright. This person named Royce writes, there, face to face and eye to eye with the men, stood by a creature with a man's body and a dog's head. The terrified men broke camp and never returned to the area. From then on, the beast made an appearance again every 10 years or odd years ending in 7. In 1987, a farmer was allegedly found dead over his plow near the town of Buckley with enormous dog tracks around his body, with his throat ripped out. Some say that the Michigan dogman was behind the fatal attack and is very, very real. And again, in 1917, a sheriff allegedly came upon a driverless wagon where horses lay dead with their eyes wide open in terror. Royce writes that a veterinarian was called to examine the animals but couldn't find a medical explanation for the horses' deaths. He claimed, however, that it did not match any predator in the region. A month later, the driver of the wagon was found dead, again with his throat torn out. Again, this area was in the Manistee National Forest outside of Wexford County. I like that because there were some new tidbits in Michigan. I never heard about the men's throats getting ripped out and the horses. Never really knew about every 10 years and
Hadn't heard of that
years
either.
ending in 7. That was in 1867, if I recall, from that when the first one was spotted. I got to tell you, I think there's the Manistee National Forest, and we've talked about this before on shows. There are lots of, and we're going to get into this in October, at the end of October, when we do our witch show about spells and curses.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I read into some of these things, I'm going to investigate those stories a little further later on. A lot of people proclaim that the dogman could be a shapeshifter, Monica.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. And I don't know. I just have a really hard time with the whole shape-shifting ability.
Okay.
You know, I do. I know that skinwalkers are shapeshifters. There's other tribes with legends of shape-shifting persons. I don't know. This having to transform, like fully transform, right? Not just take on characteristics like you snarl, like, okay, clinical lycanthropy, people do that. Like their eyes go wild. They claw their hands, like they get a little boost of strength for whatever reason. All right. But they don't physically transform into werewolf-like creatures.
Yeah.
And I just think that having to undergo that physical transformation is like your nervous system would shut down from every bone in your body would have to break and reshape rapidly.
You would have
a lot of trauma to your system. And I just don't think anybody could survive that. But
I don't think so. I mean, I agree with you is what I mean. You just think about it. The human skeletal system alone can't handle it. Okay, let's say that you did. I was talking to Dr. Dennis Carroll, and he says if a man were to turn into, now he says, a werewolf,
mm-hmm.
is shifted into a werewolf, He says, Rob, what it does to your body physically, you're not okay, fine. Let's say it happens. But once you become one, he says, certain ones, you don't go back to being a human again. You are permanently that creature after that
Yeah,
one
I mean,
transformation.
sliding back and forth. Can you imagine?
No.
I just don't think that that's possible. And Boondock said, oh yeah, it can be achieved through rituals and yes, it can. Yeah, I know those rituals.
Well,
I'm familiar with some of them.
And again, I think not the human being. I think that I think some of these things are conjured up through black magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like possession by a demon. I'm sure it can front to look like I am not an expert in possession, but
no, of course,
if you were possessed by a pretty high-ranking demon or one with a pretty strong one, it could perhaps cast like an illusion to make it look like you've transformed, but I don't think you transform. Like a fairy glamour, right? You look like something, but you're not. Like deep down, it's like my bone structure didn't change.
Right.
That's more plausible to me. But what about maybe it's not like people transforming into these things every 10 years? What if they're like living in caves? Maybe they're underground. Maybe there's like a bone tomahawk situation going on and they creep out cyclically. Like maybe like there's a cycle that they follow where every 10 years they creep out and, people see them or people catch their aftermath. Maybe these things are always like that and they're just out creeping every 10 years for whatever reason.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Jeepers Creepers when I started reading about that
10-year
thing, kind of a connotation like that.
I forget how long it was for him. I know, what was it for, like
20 years or 25 years?
20 years? I thought it was maybe it was 20 years. And for how many days? 10 days?
For in the Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
I think it was 7 or 10 days.
Yeah.
Full week, a full cycle of the moon.
Okay.
Or 10 days. That's almost going to be that's the best 30 days, right?
Yeah. But it's not that long. It was like a shorter period.
Yeah, it was probably a week to 10 days at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 10 to 7 day thing, that was new to me. But also, though, about this, and again, when you talk about the dog man, I think that there's a bipedal dog man, dog person, or dog not apparition, a physical beast. I think that looks like a dog that does walk with hawk legs. I think that exists. I think that's what it is.
I don't know what I saw. It looked like a dog man. I go with dog man when I describe it, but
yeah,
I don't think it transformed back and forth. I don't think it's something that's sliding in and out of that form.
And I think that I agree with you. And I think that part of it is the physical beast, as physical creature. I think that exists. And I also think that the dog man that looks more like the werewolf, I think that has to do with two things here. Well, maybe one thing is metaphysical, of course, but I don't think it's a shapeshifter. But I do think that it's something that could be conjured up by dark spirits, dark magic, demons. And of course, the other one I think is just an apparition. And I think you're right, too, what you alluding to something you said earlier. I've been looking into this theory that, it could be Bigfoot, it could be Dogman or whatever, anything. I think some of these creatures of the forest, these cryptids or whatever you want to call them, I think it always, and I've learned this from that word in your intentions. I think that, like, for example, if you get out of your truck and you're looking for Bigfoot, I think the Bigfoot in the area knows your intention right before you step out of your truck. I just think that. But I also think that some of these things that are not of this realm, because I think that there's creatures that come from inner earth, perhaps, right?
Sure.
And I think that they also can manifest themselves and shift into something that you want to see when they might be something else, more dark, more nefarious.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of things come into play. I believe in the physical side, the spiritual side, the nefarious dark magic side. I think all these things do come into play. But I will say this: I don't think a man, good old Robbie, when the full moon rises tonight, and if I were to change into a werewolf, I ain't coming back to me. I'm a werewolf forever.
Sure.
Because of your bones bust. Even if you watch the movies, how they transform, their 4-foot arm goes 8 foot long. You hear all the bones
Oh
breaking.
yeah, and their feet elongate because that's
Oh
that
yeah,
extra bend that you see. It's the foot elongated.
and
Yeah.
it rips out of your shoe and everything. I mean, now you guys, the dog man, the werewolf, blah blah blah. They all exist. They all roam our forests. They roam. But what is it exactly? That's the mystery behind all this. And thanks to Gas Station Sushi, we've got 5 new pirates. Arr, arr. Thank you, Gas Station Sushi, for that. But yeah, again, I believe the dog man exists, the Bigfoot, all these cryptids. It just depends on.
I think there's likely different types, but yeah, I think they're physical.
Types.
I don't think they're shape shifting. I don't.
Yeah. I think there are shape shifters, right? Do you believe? Okay, let me ask you this: do you believe in shape shifting in general, or is that something that you're not quite? You don't believe in?
Again, I have a hard time with the shape shifting. I have a hard time with the shape shifting. I'm very familiar with Skinwalker Legends, the whole ritual to go through it, like all that crud. It's gross. Those are very bad people if they are truly going through that specific ritual. It's disgusting on multiple levels. Mm-hmm. But do they have the power to actually shift? Like people on the res believe it. I just personally, I have a hard time saying yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, I think it's more realistic if it's not a physical person or a physical being. Like Keith was saying, metaphysical, right?
Right.
Something that doesn't walk amongst us. It's something that's not physical. I can't touch you, physically. It's mm-hmm. more of an entity.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I mean, again, just like if you're conjuring demons, let's say, I think a demon will? Yeah, I think a demon will manifest. I do think that. Yeah. But I think that if you get possessed by it, it's not going to shapeshift. I think a demon could shapeshift. I don't think it can make you shapeshift. I think it can cast an illusion, like a glamour, like a fairy glamour, kind of like to compare. It could do something like that to where you appear to be different, but you're not.
I agree. And you scare Jody. Hello, you scare Jody. Excuse me. Shape shifting is like shifting vibration. Everything is vibrating our frequencies. That's another thing we talk about too.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in frequencies and vibrations, but I don't think that your frequency and your vibration are going to physically shapeshift you.
And again, I'm with Werewolf on this. I think Monica, you and I are kind of on this too. Maybe they can make you, and we're just talking about make you see it that way.
It's like a glamour. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is very more feasible than the actual physical transformation.
And I would believe that like the vibes would do that too, because if you're vibing at a certain frequency, you're going to look like you're shifting, but you're not physically shifting.
I'm going to have Dr. Dennis Carroll on toward the last Tuesday, and we're doing a Halloween show. Cool. And I'm going to remember to ask him because he loves vampires, werewolves, and we'll be doing that in 2 weeks from Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we've got Varla Ventura on. You'd like her. If you're up or around, check her out. She's pretty cool. In fact, she wrote the book that I'm going to send you for Christmas.
Sweet.
Yes. Here's the last one of the day, and we can move on and call it a night. The Haunting of the Bishop's Finger Inn in Canterbury.
No.
And I'm going to show. Oh, here was my dog man. Oh, here's a photo, by the way, really quick of a dog man. This is supposedly in Michigan. I'm not going to pass judgment on this. I just forgot to show it. I think I've seen that before.
That looks like William from Underworld.
Oh yeah, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real or not, but I've had that. So
I mean,
I've
if I
seen
saw
that all
that on
over.
my game cam, I'd be rethinking
I'd be rethinking going to the
being
woods.
in the area. I can tell you that.
I for sure. Here's a picture of the next thing I'm going to talk about. Shepherd Niame or Nimi, Britain's oldest brewery. Blah blah blah. So here's a picture of the place that is a part of Bizarre News. So just give you guys a quick idea. The haunting of the Bishop's Finger Inn in Canterbury, and that's what that was. Thus, along St. Dunstan's Street in the historic city of Canterbury, the Bishop's Finger Inn is a location steeped in local lore and ghostly tales. Through primarily celebrated for its traditional hospitality and historic charm, the inn is also linked to one of Canterbury's darker legends, the story of Bleen, a housekeeper whose crime and tragic demise have left an eerie imprint on the city's history. Historical background of Canterbury and St. Dunstan's Street is Canterbury, the ecclesiastical heart of Kent, as a history stretching back to the Roman times and beyond. St. Dunstan's Street in particular is lined with buildings that have witnessed centuries of urban life, from medieval trade to the bustling modern era. Inns such as the Bishop's Finger have long served pilgrims, travelers, and locals, offering respite amidst the city's winding streets. It is within this context that the tale of Bleen unfolds. According to local legend, Bleen was a housekeeper employed by a canon in Canterbury. Upon discovering that her employer had taken a mistress, Bleen allegedly poisoned both canon and his lover. Following the crime, she disappeared without a trace. Many years later, her body was reportedly discovered walled up in a nearby building. A grim revelation that cemented her place in Canterbury's macabre history. The haunting manifestation, the story of Bleen's spectral presence, has persisted throughout the years, including today. Witnesses claim that her ghost haunts St. Dunstan's Street, her appearance often associated with Friday nights. While the connection to the Bishop's Finger Inn itself is said to be fictional, some patrons and staff have reported fleeting sensations of a presence within the building, including cold drafts, unexplained sounds, and the faint sense of someone watching. In folklore, the ghosts of individuals who suffered tragic deaths or committed heinous acts are often depicted as restless spirits tied to locations or objects associated with their lives and crimes. Bleen's ghost lingering in the street and repeatedly near the inn fits this archetype, a spectral reminder of betrayal, murder, and hidden secrets.
It's a pretty
it's a pretty common British ghost story.
So I was going to ask you that.
I mean, not that one specifically, but the whole tale.
Yes, when I was going through that, I thought this is kind of common with this part of the world.
Yeah, everything's haunted over there. I mean, that's where the history comes from, is Europe, right? Europe in the Middle East.
And even
I expect it to be haunted.
Do you think Europe in general is more haunted than the United States? I know Europe's such a vast land, but much like the U.S.
Well, I mean, America has North America, South America. I mean, people were living here before it was discovered. Yeah, I mean, there were wars. They fought amongst themselves. I mean, there was tragedy. I'm sure that America, going way back is super haunted too. Europe just, it's in the history book. So that's what you learn about, right?
For sure.
And that's why I would expect Europe to be super haunted. I would, with all the things that go on there. I mean, you've got the highwaymen that used to rob and murder. And going all the way back, just conquering, just one people being conquered by another people. I mean, that's just for the ages, I guess, everywhere around the world. But we read about it more because history books tend to go over that. You hear about American history just from the point where typically Columbus shows up forward, right? There's a lot going on before he showed up on the scene. So, yeah, I mean, I expect Europe to be pretty haunted. I expect all of the Americas to be pretty haunted too, and Asia and Russia. And
well, you could go on about Russia. Russia. I think we were dabbling about some, you and I, about Russia, and I never really looked into Russia. But yeah, the thing about Europe, for me, growing up as a kid, it seems like all of the creepy stories and all this alleged folklore, the werewolf, the vampires, all these things, they all really stem first from Europe. And we just kind of Americanized it.
Well, they were brought over, right, as folklore from the people that were colonizing America.
Yes.
Right? So it was brought over in that regard. It's like the French brought the loup-garou, and the Germans brought all kinds of crap. The English brought all kinds of crap. Welsh brought their own things like Tommy knockers, right, in the mines.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to remember that there's a whole history on the land in all of the Americas prior to colonization, right? And the Native Americans had werewolf-like creatures in their folklore. They had witches in their folklore. They called them different things, but they were that, right? So, well, the Europeans brought over their folklore, the people that already inhabited the lands had their own, and I think that's overlooked a lot.
I like it. I agree with you. I think it is overlooked. I overlook it.
Well, you don't think about it because I don't talk about pre-Columbus over here. Like, barely scratch it in books when you're in school. I mean, unless you're studying anthropology.
I don't even think Christopher Columbus is in the history book today that the kids are studying. I don't know what.
Yeah, I like how you can discover a land already populated.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like me discovering my neighbor's house. Hey, look.
Hey, wow.
Here.
I discovered the Joneses.
Yeah.
I like that. That's funny. I like that, Monica.
It's true.
It is true.
In my mind.
Thank you to Keith. 10 month a pirate. Thank you, Keith. Thanks to T-Bone, 16 months. And gas station sushi ordained 5 new pirates. The sushi station will not walk the plank.
Woohoo!
All right. Thanks to everybody for coming on in. Monica, today, of course, end of the week, but Sunday, Monica, I'm trying to acclimate this. You're on Sundays. Are you on this Sunday?
I think I am. We have to see how Tex is feeling because he's going to be recovering from the Texas Bigfoot conference in Jefferson.
What time do you come on Eastern Standard Time?
11 p.m.
11
Eastern Standard.
If you want to do a show and text under the weather, I can join you. I'll be footballed out by 11. If you want to. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you.
If you want to.
So, well, absolutely. If Tex can't make it, then I will send you the Colorado list because I have a list of things and I give you 3 to pick from and then we talk about them.
Okay, I can do that for you.
And you do your research. I mean, I give you like a little synopsis on each one, but you can dig into it more.
I can dig into it. Yeah, I can do that because the Lions play Monday night, so I won't be as intense Sunday. So it's a nice. So I'll hook you up if Tex can't make it. I'm not coming on. I'm not coming on with Tex. I'm not coming on with Tex though. Thanks, Mark. Yes, Mark, I have some good Halloween shows. Me and Monica are doing a cool Halloween show October 30th on the
We
Tuesday,
are.
on the Thursday afternoon show.
We're going to talk about witches and the history of witchcraft.
Yes, that's me. And we're gonna yes, and it's gonna be good. It's not gonna be the same old either. Trust us. It's gonna be pretty
Yeah, I was
entertaining.
deep diving into the Hammer of the Witches.
Oh yeah.
The Malleus
from the movies, you mean?
Maleficarum. No, it's a book. It's an actual published book.
Okay.
And Cotton Mather and his roles in the Salem trials. That was a deep dive.
Yeah. And who was that guy, the self-proclaimed witch hunter that I was talking to you about? Is that him?
I have no idea who that is.
I gotta look that up because I found something really cool.
There were a lot of them back in the day. I can tell you, like Protestant ministers sure thought they were.
This guy, yeah, I gotta look. I lost my notes on that. I remember I was telling you the other day.
I remember you saying that the other day. Amy.
Yes. Well, I got to rethink some folks here. I'm typing the thanks to everybody really quickly before we head out of here. Again, thanks to the ones I mentioned earlier. Mark Zehammer. Thanks, Mark. Looking forward to the Halloween shows. Yes, it's going to be good. I've got 3. I got one with Monica, Varla Ventura Tuesday night, and the Tuesday after. This Tuesday is Varla Ventura. She's awesome. The Tuesday after that is Dr. Dennis Carroll. And then me and Monica on the 30th to close it out, The Witches. Thanks to Mark. Quack. Hello, Quackity Quack. Always a great show. Thank you, Quack, for that. You rock. And, of course, my first matey of the chat, Amy Creel. As always, lovely Amy. Thank you. Consider reborn dolls as a bizarre news topic.
Rob ain't doing the dolls, Amy.
You know me. Yes, come on, Amy.
That's a hard sell. That's a hard
Amy,
sell.
you know me. Gosh. That and clowns.
Clowns don't freak me out. So.
I only have a bad experience with one, and that's kind of like plagued me for my entire life.
I get it.
It's always when you're a young kid and something happens to you, which even though you don't believe it's anything today, 50 years later, I still think it's a thing. And then, of course, I've tried to read Stephen King's It. I got it. I even bought a newer copy, and I've yet to finish it.
Awesome.
Oh, I've yet to finish it.
I haven't read that since I was in junior high.
Yeah, I try. I've
or
started.
high school. Oh.
I've started 3 times. But anyways, enough of that. Thank you, Monica. Thanks everybody for coming on in. Hit that like button on your way out. I do appreciate that. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tune in to Monica's Sunday with Tex if he's feeling it. If not Tex, I'll be with Monica. I'll do that. Which would be awesome.
We're going to be talking about Strange Colorado and our 50 states of strange.
Ooh, well, that's a good one. Yeah, I'll have to tune in even if I'm not there. If Tex is again, we'll talk later. Thank you, Monica. Thanks to everybody. Hit the like button on your way out. Thanks for the support, the love. Share it out. And until next week, until after Sunday, catch you guys on the rebound.